Thank you, Giamatti. I feel satiated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to have WW3, the third in a series of debates at Medley. With your permission, I'm going to take the seat. A strong and repeated request that we received from Medley's through the survey we conducted in what's called My Medley was to have debates and more debates. And here you are, because your wish is our command. A short preamble about the debate. First of all, debate is serious stuff. It's the ultimate in persuasion, the most difficult type of communication. Debates were part of the Greek and Roman traditions of philosophers and governors and senators, later followed by Britain from the 18th century most prominently. Parliamentary debates in many countries have a very rich tradition of erudition and mutual respect without getting physical or into the bell of the house. I hope that didn't happen here today. The merit of a debating performance is based on content, style, and strategy, and not so much on what we generally consider in speech making, such as body language, use of stage, humor, etc. per se. They contribute, but that's not the mainstay. Logic, on the other hand, is the bond structure of the debate, with arguments and counter-arguments becoming its flesh and blood. Please also look for clever fallacies the debaters will throw. Don't fall for it. Fallacies are what look like logic, but only look like logic. When someone argues, product X is a top seller, so it must be the best product. Is the right logic? Yes or no? May not be, because it's very convincing, it sounds, but that's tricky. Market share is a function of price, promotion, and a lot of other things, and not necessarily quality. When mom says, hey, look at Amit, is Amit present here today? Oh, my demonstration piece is missing. Look at Amit, he drinks lots of milk and he's good looking. He missed it. Let me drink your milk. When mom says that, is that consequence logical? Far from it, far from it. But then others can get away, and not today's debaters. Because, particularly today, we got two eagle-eyed evaluators. Today's proposition, friends, is women can do what men can do even better. Time now for the teams to make their entry. The proposing team, by the way, one correction, it is not pre-posing, it is proposing. Kindly correct in your agenda. The proposing team has men or women, what's the guess? Women. 3 women, absolutely. Equally, opposing them are 3 men. No surprise there. Thank you. For the sake of peace, I have decided to put myself in the middle. The format. The format has the 6 debaters, each talking for 5 minutes each. You could see that there. The lady 1, Gen 1, lady 2, Gen 2, lady 3, Gen 3, each speaking for 5 minutes. Now, we don't have 30 seconds grace. 4 green, 4.5 amber, 5 red. What whatever sentence you are speaking, stop it within a moderate number of words more added. Anymore, we will drown your voice with our loud applause. So don't try that, debaters. Then at the end, one representative each from the proposing team and the opposing team will have a chance to sum up the whole thing in 3 minutes. Especially
Opposing and then proposing.
no, we're doing it proposing and opposing, same order as we did earlier. In the doing it, sticking to the Medley style, we're doing it. The last person cannot bring up any new point, only summarize and repeat. That is a significant thing we needed to add here. Now, before we start, since this is a gender-based subject, and the audience is skewed very badly, to be fair, we're going to have a poll of where you stand on this subject before and after, so that we can see whether there is any opinion swing, whether the 6 people speaking had any effect on it. So therefore, requesting Sergeant at Arms to kindly issue the newly printed ballots. If you are in favor of the proposition, write yes. If you don't feel so, write no. As simple as that. When the polling happens, let me go forward. Today, the proposing team asserting the proposition is led by Toastmaster Rajalakshmi. Toastmaster Rajalakshmi is an inter-college debate winner in 2010 and runner-up 2011 during her graduation. Also one of the 3 individual speakers recognized as an Elihu Yale Inter-University Debate Contest 2017 in Chennai. Her most memorable experience, the 2010 debate where her team defended American invasion of Iraq. In debate you can defend anything. And won the contest. Here goes. Her favorite speaker is Barack Obama. She is a product lead in GA/VS Technologies. Rajalakshmi has 18 months of active Toastmaster experience. With her teammate is Toastmaster Riddhi. She has won few awards only in school and few in college level, says Riddhi with great candor and modesty. She had a brain fade moment, like the excommunicated captain of one cricket team had, when reciting poetry in an inter-school competition in the 10th class. I had to just say thank you and leave. Somehow that incident stayed with me for quite some time before I could speak on stage again. So it's part of a resurrection that she is here with you. Her favorite public speaker and debater is, take out your dictionaries, Shashita. She works in HCL in sales and has all of 5 months experience in Toastmasters. Great. The third in the trio is Toastmaster Jyotirmay. This is a maiden attempt at debating. She is with Cognizant and has 1 year's experience as a Toastmaster. Her favorite speaker is our mother. Leading the team in combat, wearing all white. Wow. They've already smoked the peace pipe. Let's not debate over. Come on, for our sake, please debate. Is Toastmaster Sanjay? He says, I have a passion for debating and applying logic on issues I care passionately about. This led me to a career as a management consultant. Favorite speaker? Any guess? Narendra Modi. He's been with Toastmasters again all the way since November 2017. With him, is Toastmaster Chuckalingam. I have attended debates in college and Medley Toastmasters, says he, and then adds, as an audience as a Toastmaster, my unforgettable experience was when I contested in division level humor contest last year. And his favorite speaker? It's not Obama, Alexander Barr. He's a software developer and has been with me for the last 2 years. The third in the white-wearing, peace-loving men's team is Toastmaster Ronnie, who once bagged the second prize at the university level debate. He adores Adolf Hitler, only as a speaker, don't you worry. For a living, he sells mobility solutions. What does that mean? Simply put, he's the sales manager in the Tata Motors. 7 months into Medley. So there's a lot of experience here in this debating team, you can see. Wonderful. Friends, these 6 are here not vying for any Nobel Peace Prize. Make no mistakes. They are here to win us over on a controversial subject that has virtually divided the world over a period of time. Expect a no-holds-barred fight. Sergeant at Arms, please be ready to rush in at my call. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for WW3?
Yes.
In which case, first of all, please surrender your current opinion to the Sergeant at Arms.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah. Have the ballot boxes being seen, Sergeant Browns? Thank you. So then, let the fight begin. Moving the proposition, women can do what men can do. Even better is Toastmaster Riddhi.
Start by asking a few questions. Which gender do you think works more harder in office? Which gender do you think drives better? Which gender do you think makes better financial decisions? Which gender would you prefer as a secretary? As a male secretary or a female secretary? I think all of you had unanimous answers in your mind. From the ages of Adam and Eve, men have been defined as hunters and protectors, while women have been defined as caregivers and nurturers. Does the set rules and roles of society mean that women are not capable of what men can do, if not better? Let's take up one such act, which is a predominantly male act, and women are supposed to be pathetic in it. The role of financial responsibility. Microfinancial institutions, as men might know here, are organizations which provide financial services like loans and insurance to the lower income population of the country, and is a highly successful model in the rural parts of the world. A 2009 report of World Bank talks about such an institution called as Grameen Bank in Bangladesh, which is one of the pioneers in the industry and also the second largest in the world today. When it started in 1976, women were also its customers along with men, but however gradually moved to only women as their customers because of repayment problems faced by men. It was observed that 81% of the women encountered no repayment problems as compared to 50% of the male. As far as poverty reduction and efficiency is concerned, it has been argued and proved multiple times in various studies that a woman invests her income in the nurturing and the well-being of their families. And I quote again World Bank from the same report, $1 loan to a woman has far greater development impacts as $1 loan to a man. Two of the top 5 microfinancial institutions in the world, namely Grameen Bank and 51 Give, have only women as their customers. Not to forget Bandhan Bank, which recently made headlines for releasing its IPO, started in 2001 as a microfinancial institution only for women, changing 80 lakh households in the eastern part of the country, and is now the 8th largest bank in India as per market capital. This leads us to believe that a male cardinal act of taking financial decisions and taking financial responsibility can not only be taken care by women, but can be done even much better for the development of a nation. My worthy opponents might argue that all the Warren Buffets of the world are still men. I must clarify my point now, that we are talking about a role-oriented society here, and women have just started from the bottom of the pyramid. Let me assure you, in the next coming years, I'm sure it will be more than 50% of the financial institution and the roles which will be taken care by women. Women are also criticized as being bad leaders. When in 1966 Indira Gandhi was elected as the Prime Minister of India, Times magazine read, "Troubled nation in a woman's hand." Those steady hands went on to steer India for the next nearly 2 decades, through recession, through famine, through civil war against Pakistan to form a new state of Bangladesh, through a corruption scandal, and through also the first atomic bomb detonation of India. When she was assassinated in 1984, Gandhi had the record of having the maximum number of terms as a Prime Minister in India, which he holds till date. There are multiple exemplary examples of women who have time and again showed us that hands that rock the cradle rules the world. My worthy opponents may still argue that only 23% of the political candidature in the world are women till now. Let us not forget that we live in a patriarchal society, and these women, to prove their point, had to work twice as hard as men, and this also has been proven by various facts, various empirical studies in the world. So, this fallacy, this proving of women to be better than men is still continuing till date, and hence I and my teammate are standing today in the hotspot of Toastmasters to prove a fact and not a theory or fallacy that women are better than men. Women are equally capable of what a man can do, and it is a proven fact, not a fallacy which needs to be debated upon. Thank you.
Great. The opening gambit for the opposing team will come from Toastmaster Sanjay.
Women can do what men can, even better. For me, it looks like a harmless sentiment. Yes, men can be a surgeon, women can too. Men can ride a Royal Enfield, women can too. Men can be a Toastmaster, women can too. How about being a firefighter, an ambulance driver, the first line of soldier fighting a down? Ooh, that's too much. Good afternoon, TMOD, Toastmasters, and our moderator, respectable moderator today, and the guest. It is men who is ready to shoulder this, and it is men who is ready to endure the suffering for the benefit of others. Let me start with the dessert, and let me get it straight and right here. Men and women are not equal. They are different. We are apple and orange. Yeah, they all are fruits. But only one can make a nice apple pie. You can try an orange pie. Oh yeah, it will be a little bitter. To all the three pretty women here, thanks for competing on this topic that women can do what men can, even better, and agreeing with the fact that there is only one ideal human prototype, and that's men. Thanks for agreeing there, right there. And yes, my fellow debater mentioned that Indra has seen success. But I have a point. Indra saw success by performing as Indira Gandhi, following Gandhi's ideology. I think she missed that point. But then, don't get me wrong. I grew up in a family with mom, grandmom, auntie, and sisters. My biggest worry is, let's not get a wrong message into the system and allow them to lead a life full of disappointments and anger. Talking about the women at home, I'm sure even this is true across the globe, men has seen the length of time women take to get ready across horizons. Right from moisturizing to your makeup, your shower, to choosing your shoes. But for these rugged, adorable men, time is an essence. I'm sure this would be like a song, rather music for a lot of men here. Oh yeah, when we talk about music, if you look at the top 100 drummers, guitarists, or bassers in the world ever produced, I don't even have one name there. In fact, men are more humane, more honest, and in fact, she was talking about hardworking. Men are more hardworking,